you doing? This is Kevin Zugschwert, and this is Lesson 3 of my Guitar Accelerator course. F Lydian scale, Mode 4 in the key of C. Let's get started. The goal of this lesson is to memorize the alphabetical letters and the scale patterns. What you're going to get out of this by the end of the lesson is you're going to know how to practice for memorization of the fretboard notes and the patterns. And you'll have a scale under your fingers that'll be available to you all over the fretboard in different positions. And you're going to develop a foundation that'll translate to all 7 modes that we're going to go through in this series. That'll make them all easier to learn. Now as we go through the rest of these scales, these are all going to be 3 notes per string, and there's only going to be 3 shapes that you're going to need to memorize to get through all of these scales. The first shape we're going to go through is going to be whole step, whole step. From fret 1 to fret 3 is a whole step, from fret 3 to fret 5 is a whole step. We're going to call that a red shape. Now going to the next string on the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, we have a half step. From the 3rd fret to the 5th fret, we have a whole step. We're going to call that a green shape. Next, if we jump down to the G string on the 2nd fret, we'll go from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret, which is a whole step, and from the 4th fret to the 5th fret, which is a half step. We're going to call that a blue shape. So now if we utilize these color codes along the entire scale, we're going to start with a 1 red shape on the 1st fret. Then we'll go to the 2nd fret for 2 green shapes. Then we'll go to the 2nd fret for a blue shape, the 3rd fret for a blue shape, and the 3rd fret for a red shape. The picking I prefer to use on this is called economy picking, and that's down, up, down per string. And the thought there is that if you play 3 notes down, up, down, and as you're heading to the next string, the economy of motion is to just continue forward on a downstroke to the next string. Up, down, continue forward, down to the next string. So this is my preferred picking method. The alternative to that, if you prefer it, is strict alternate picking, and that'll be a pattern of 2 strings, down, up, 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 down, up. So this is really preferential. It's up to you which way you want to go on this. Once again, I prefer the economy picking method for these scales. Now while the pattern is very useful, you also want to memorize the letters of this scale as you go through this. And one method I use is I'm always looking for the A note. Since we're going to be doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G from that point, it's quite easy to memorize from there. So in this scale here, we're going to start on F on the 1st fret to the 3rd fret, which is G. So we've got F, G, and then boom, right there on the 5th fret, we've got the A note. So that's what I'm going to be looking for to continue with my alphabet from that point. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, so from the beginning we have F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's a great way to memorize the letters on this. Once you've got all that under your belt, don't forget to practice this in reverse. It's pretty important to be able to do ascending runs and descending runs. So what I would do is I would start here on the bottom now and think about the letters in reverse. And I'll think to myself, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. Practice this forward and backwards. Now let's try this with the drum machine. We're going to set the drum machine to a 3/4 time signature. That means there will be only 3 quarter notes per measure now. With 50 beats per minute as our speed, and we're going to play this as 1/8 notes, which will equal 2 strings per measure. 6 notes per measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Reverse. Now keep going on your own. Increase the speed on this in increments of 10. Try this at 60, try this at 70, and see how fast you can get this thing going. Now, one important bonus element I want to talk about for this lesson is the fact that we can take this shape that we've just learned that started on an F note and go to any other F note on the fretboard and apply the same shape. And that'll give you all kinds of places to play this one scale. So for example, what if I go to the A string? Let's start here on the 8th fret of the A string, that's an F right there, and play through the same scale. Okay, so that gave you another scale right there. What if I do this from the D string on the F note at the 3rd fret here? Okay, same thing. What if I go up to the G string here and do the same approach? Okay, so that gives you 4 different places. That was only 3 fingers. 4 different places to try this scale and to move around the fretboard instead of being stuck in one spot. So try those as well. And that's it for Lesson 3. If you'd like to get my help personally and get a guitar lesson online, go to kjzmusic.com and click the Book Online tab. Or if you live here in Colorado, get a lesson with me in person. Thanks so much for watching. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.